faith without works is dead. Here's what I realized a long time ago. A lot of people got the faith, but they don't have the works. A lot of people have the faith, but they don't understand the works. A lot of people have faith, but they're not willing to do the work. All money does for you, it allows you to express yourself and who you are better. And remember, it's not the money that's evil. The love of money is what's evil. You got these big dreams, you have these lofty goals, but what is your strategy to achieve it? If you don't have a strategy to become a millionaire, you can have all the faith in the world, but your works are flawed. If you don't have a strategy, you're dead already. If you don't have a strategy, you're in trouble already. If you don't have a strategy, you are fooling yourself already. Simplicity is the best way to get rich. All right, thank you, Antoine. I'm so thankful to have a passionate wife. Boy, my wife is a fire plug, and she keeps me fired up when I get down. So let's get right into it. I want to talk more about what it takes to be a millionaire. Here's my favorite scripture, okay? Faith without works is dead. Here's what I realized a long time ago. A lot of people got the faith, but they don't have the works. A lot of people have the faith, but they don't understand the works. A lot of people have faith, but they're not willing to do the work. Right now, with the millionaire mindset, what we want to do is help you with the mindset, but most importantly, teach you about the work. Because if you got your mind right, if you got your work right, trust me, money is easy. This morning, I was talking to one of our partners in China. Think about how big this world is. You want to be a millionaire or whatever kind of money you want to make. You want to make big money for your life. This is the world at your disposal. Right now, we're coming to you through the World Wide Web. If you think about the world, $1 million is nothing. If you think about how big the world is, you can get as much money as you want because there's abundance in the world. One of our clients, we're flying around the country in a private jet, and the client who was a billionaire looked me in the eye and said, "Walter, it's just money, dude. It's just money. If I run out, we'll just go get some more." That messed my head up. That blew my mind because he had the right context around money. Hey man, it's just paper. All it is money. But let me tell you what all money does for you is allows you to express yourself based on who you really are. That's all money does for you. So if you're a good guy with a whole lot of money, you could be a really, really good guy. If you're a jerk with a lot of money, you could be a really, really good jerk. So the bottom line, all money does for you, it allows you to express yourself and who you are better. And remember, it's not the money that's evil. The love of money is what's evil. So what I want to do is really help us with our mindset and our skill set to make sure if you want some paper, we're going to help you go get some paper, and then you can express yourself based on who you really are. Faith without works is dead. So let's talk about the works. When I think about works, I think about strategy. It's impossible to be a millionaire without a strategy. So can I ask you a simple rhetorical question? You got these big dreams, you have these lofty goals, but what is your strategy to achieve it? If you don't have a strategy to become a millionaire, you can have all the faith in the world, but your works are flawed. You can have all the faith in the world, but your works are not even organized. We have a lot of people believe in God for big things, want to do things, and they get discouraged because they think God's not hearing. They get discouraged because they don't think God answers prayers. Hear me clearly. Faith without works is dead. So the first challenge I have for you, if you want to make $1 million, what is your strategy? I think if you do the math, it's like $2,500 a day. That's all it is. I'm a little bit off in my math, but to be a millionaire, all it is about $2,500 a day. Let me tell you something. You can go around the corner and get $2,500. You can go downtown and get $2,500. You don't have to go very far. You can stay in your living room, in your house with the World Wide Web, and I promise you, you can get $2,500 a day. But you gotta have some faith, and you gotta have some works. So my first challenge for you, and I don't care where you are in the world tuning in right now to my voice, what is your strategy to get $2,500 a day? If you don't have a strategy, you dead already. If you don't have a strategy, you're in trouble already. If you don't have a strategy, you are fooling yourself already. Simplicity is the best way to get rich. Simplicity is the best way to become a millionaire. Let me give you a little bit of an example. My wife and I had a great strategy when we started our speaking business 25 years ago. It was simple. Baby, I'm gonna kill the stage and you run that office. I'm gonna kill the stage and you run that office. I'm gonna murder the stage. I'm gonna be entertaining, dynamic. I'm gonna give my clients great information. And all I need you to do is run a great office. Within 10 years, I was a Hall of Fame motivational speaker. And within 3 years, we doubled our MBA income with a very simple strategy to become millionaires. You don't have to have a complex strategy. All you need is a very, very simple strategy to become wealthy. In fact, Burger King has a simple one, have it your way. Burger King make it very, very simple. When you come into our restaurant, you can have it your way. Very, very simple strategy. McDonald's has a simple strategy. We love to see you smile. Da-da-da-da-da, just loving it. In fact, McDonald's has convinced us if you come and eat our food, you're gonna leave in a good mood. If you come and eat our food, you're gonna be happy. In fact, we're gonna have a happy meal because we're gonna get your little baby addicted to our French fries before they're 2 years old. Very simple strategy. So what we need to do right now is figure out what's your simple strategy to make sure that you can have the faith and the works to become a millionaire. If you don't have a strategy, you're in the right place. Because I'm telling you, 2 or 3 steps can make the difference in you being wealthy and becoming a millionaire. I got a couple other thoughts to share with you, and I'm telling you, if we get these thoughts down, I'm telling you, we can be very, very wealthy. Here's the second thing we got to talk about today. Your wealth is going to be based on your gift. Your wealth is going to be based on your gift. What gift has God given you to prosper? What gift has God given you to prosper? At a young age, someone gave me a baseball and I knew what to do. At a young age, someone gave me a basketball and it came easy to me. At a young age, someone gave me a football and a football helmet, and as soon as I walked on the field, it became easy for me. And my basketball career ended. I was nervous, I was scared, I had no clue what was next, and someone handed me a microphone. Woo! And it was easy for me. Why? Because it was a gift from God. Let me ask you a question. 2 things have allowed me to travel this world and amass wealth. 2 gifts that I know God gave me allowed me to create an amazing life. God has given you a gift. But here's what we have to do. We have to discover your gift. What comes easy for you? What can you do all day long? It doesn't get you tired. In fact, it gives you energy. When you are operating in your gift, people look at you and say, my, that boy can sing. My, she can cook. My, he knows how to speak. My, he knows how to lead. My, technology comes easy. My, she loves to serve. I'm telling you, God has given you a gift. There was a woman in the Bible who was broke, busted, and disgusted. And the man of God says, you got to have something in this house. You got to have something in this house. I know you're in trouble. I know you're being in debt, but you got to have something in this house you're not using. You got to have something in this house that you've not valued. There's got to be something here that we can build on. And she said, well, all I got is some oil. And he looked at her and said, baby, that's all you need. What does LeBron James got? One thing. I don't know LeBron, I won't be disrespectful to LeBron, but he's a billionaire doing one thing. What does Michael Jordan do? He's a billionaire doing one thing. Sometimes all you need is one thing. If you do that one thing well, you can be very, very wealthy. Colonel Sanders did one thing, fried some chicken. Now, he fried some chicken. He fried so much chicken, I think he started his business in his 60s, and doing one thing has made him extremely wealthy. Can I ask you a question? What's your oil? Can I ask you a question? What's that one thing? And once you discover that one thing, you can do all day long and you're good at it. It's a gift from God. The second thing we got to do once you know what your gift is to develop that gift. See, a lot of people know what our gift is, but they're not willing to develop their gift. I would tell you 1,000 times, it took me 15 years of development until I became an NBA ball player. 15 years of commitment, 15 years of loyalty, 15 years of hard work, 15 years of sweat, 15 years of sprained ankles, 15 years getting my teeth knocked out, 15 years of jamming my fingers, 15 years of getting cut, 15 years of being disappointed, 15 years of being scored on, being dunked on, 15 years in the weight room, 15 years on the track. It took me 15 years to become. And when I got that jersey, people said, are you happy? Oh, of course I'm happy. But the plan was to be here all along. In fact, I had a strategy a long time ago. I had the faith, but I was willing to do the works. And 15 years later, I became. So the first thing we have to do is discover your gift. But the second thing you got to do for yourself is be willing to develop your gift. Are you willing to get into a laboratory? Are you willing to get into a laboratory? Are you willing to go back to school? Are you willing to get certified? Are you willing to wake up early? Are you willing to stay late? Are you willing to do it for free until you can get so good at it someone is willing to pay for it? I played basketball for 15 years for free. In fact, I remember going to gyms in Chicago, we had to pay to play. I remember having janitors that would let us in at midnight. We had to give them a couple of bucks. We would go pay to play. That's how hungry we got. We would pay to play because that's the vision we had. And eventually, by paying to play, eventually that play paid me. You got to be willing to discover your gift, but you have to have the commitment and the loyalty to develop your gift. We all know people who are talented, but they've not developed the gift. So we have to discover your gift. The second thing, we have to develop your gift. And here's the third thing. You guys ready? We have to position our gift in a lucrative industry. The biggest mistake business people make, the only difference between 2024 and 2025 are some black eyed peas. The only difference between 2024 and 2025 is your holiday party. The only difference between 2024 and 2025 is you take a little break. And as soon as that new year starts, you do everything the same exact way. I want to ask you a question. In your off season, what do you need to do? Is your marketing? In your off season, what do you need to work on? Your sales? In your off season, what do you need to work on? Your partnerships? In your off season, what do you need to work on? Your website? In your off season, what do you need to work on? Do you need to work on your product, your marketing, your branding? What do you need to work on? Your social media? There's something you got to work on. You got the faith to be a millionaire, but do you understand the work? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. You know why your mentor hasn't showed up? Because you're hard-headed. You know why your mentor has not showed up? Because your ego. You know why your mentor has not showed up? Because your pride won't allow it. Let me tell you something. I will always humble myself and ask a simple question to someone who is qualified and worthy. What do I need to do? And I promise you I'll do it.